Hello Pokemon fans, this is ProPokeNoob back with part 2 of today's upload. If you guys have not seen part 1, I will leave a link for you guys to go back if you want to see it. This is a standard NU match in case you, again, haven't seen part 1, and if you want to leave right now, go for it. I'm just leaving that open. I don't know why I'm leaving that open. I don't want to kick anyone out. I'm not that type of guy. Nonetheless, I'm going to give a little bit of a recap as what's been happening. So, first of all, I sincerely apologize for screwing up so much in the first upload, but I guess I'm trying to focus so much on being extremely professional that I kind of showing noobness. So, just to give a little bit of a recap, so far we've seen that I've killed off his Togetic with a crit, I've spun away all his hazards just as the final move against this Alomomola, and I've gotten a little bit luck with not losing Cryogonal to begin with. So, as you guys can see, that Stone Edge miss really mattered in me getting rid of the hazards, and on top of that, his Whirlipede is frozen as well, so he cannot set up spikes or toxic spikes anymore until that thing defrosts. And with Togetic gone, this is going to be the beginning. So part 2 here is actually going to be the downfall of Selkies for the win, because it's going to turn out that not having Heal Bell on Misdreavus is going to be probably the worst thing for him. Now, I'm not going to judge him on that because it actually is a good move on his part to have a Heal Beller and then Misdreavus not have Heal Bell. Because when you think about Misdreavus' moveset, it is kind of limited, but at the same time, it becomes like this just wall, right? I mean, usually it has Will-O-Wisp and what is it, Pain Split and something. I can't remember the full moveset, but he doesn't have Will-O-Wisp on his. He has Taunt and he has Calm Mind, right? So it kind of becomes, if you have to have Heal Bell, it takes away that one set. So I do applaud him on the Togetic. However, the critical hit sucks. So let's go back into this match. So he right now sends in his Subcom Mind Alomomola. I fire off the Toxic now on Alomomola. So when I said before that I should have did it to begin with, not a big deal because he actually sets up the sub and lets me poison him now. So not too bad. I'm going to send in Tropius knowing that my rocks are gone now. And he's going to send in Misdreavus. Now, this sucks because he's going to go for the taunt. I know it. And that's going to completely wall me. In case he didn't go for the taunt, went for the Shadow Ball, I'm just going to go into Cryogonal to be a specially defensive wall and threaten him with the Toxic. But then I realized this is probably not a good idea. He's going to start setting up in my face. So he's going to go for the Calm Mind as I go into Slacking. And as I said before, Slacking is the perfect counter. Because there's a Night Slash damage on Eviolite Misdreavus. That's actually not bad. So now he's going to go for the really painful Pain Split. He didn't even have to hit me. He just stole my health, and that sucks. But I'm just going to stay in because she can't status me, which is going to be another really important thing about this match. The fact that this Misdreavus itself cannot put any status on, particularly the burn. If the burn went on Slacking, I would have cried. So, I'm going to go for the Yawn now, just to force it out. You know, I mean, it gives me an opportunity to switch, and to waste a Truant turn and see what's going to come in. Because this Slacking is actually max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. So it has base 460 attack, and 504 HP, which is a really good scouting thing and hitting thing. So now, he's going to switch out into his Armaldo. I'm just going to carelessly slack off, because I'm a Slacking, it does nothing, I'm raw power, and everyone should respect that. I'm going to go for the Giga Impact. That was kind of dumb, but that was the best thing I could do. And then he shows me Toxic. Oh, yeah, that was probably really stupid on my part. But hey, I can't even switch now, so he can really do whatever he wants to do. However, the Armaldo, I spacked it with the Giga Impact. It should feel insulted. He sets up the rocks now. This also means that I can't send in Tropius anymore because, again, it's going to die. So Cryogonal is going to have to come back in safely. He's going to switch into Misdreavus as I'm just going to go for the Night Slash predicting this. Now, this is also a good opportunity for me to stay in, right? I can stay in for now because he still can't touch me, and since Toxic is going to be taking away my health, Pain Split will get to the point where it won't work well for her, or for Misdreavus, I mean. So I'm going to go for the Yawn, knowing that Pain Split's not going to do much. She actually heals me there. By a little bit. You don't see it in the percentage, but she actually healed me a little bit. So what I'm going to do is switch into Cryogonal now, as I pretty much figure she wants to switch us out and not put him to sleep, and she actually switches into Shelgon. Now, at this point, it's going to become a little bit of a risk, because I know that Dragon Claw can do a lot of damage, but she actually makes a double switch into a Whirlipede, as I go for the Toxic, which was a good prediction on his part. I'm saying her because I see Selkie's avatar as a girl in this. I go for the Rapid Spin now, knowing that she's not going to... Wow. that he's not going to make a whole bunch of switching shenanigans here. So the Stealth Rocks are gone again, so I'm going to take this opportunity to go into Kadabra to threaten out the Whirlipede as it actually thaws out at this point and goes for the Toxic. That was not even planned. How can you plan that? So, he's going to switch into Shelgon. I predict this go for the Shadow Ball. Now, I just don't want to go for subs. There's no point. I'm going to go into Cryogonal. Take that Dragon Claw not well at all, but I know that I'm going to be faster because I checked. This thing has a lot of speed. So I'm going to go for the Protect first of all just to get a little bit more HP back before I attempt the Recover and hope to God that I don't get a crit against me because so far there's been a lot of hacks against him. He's going to go for Dragon Claw. As you can see, I'm basically just going to go back to where I was before. So it's going to become a prediction thing. So I'm going to go for the Protect. Okay, now I have to think about how this guy was playing before. This guy knows that I like to overpredict, and I also know that he likes to overpredict. So he goes for the Wish, predicting me to Protect. Now, I predict him to attack me, and I'm going to go for the Toxic. If I miss this Toxic, it's, once again, game over. So, I'm going to go for the Toxic, and I hit it. Which is fine, because I do see the Dragon Claw come at me, which means that I played this out perfectly. Cryogonal can die. I don't care if Stealth Rocks come up anymore, because the Shelgon is poisoned. It got its Wish back. I don't care. But what I'm going to do now is take this opportunity to go into my Tropius. And now, Tropius is faster, is going to go for the rest, be fully healthy, eat its Lumberry, wake up, he's going to go for Dragon Claw, do absolutely nothing. Here comes the Tropius, the Beast. And Shelgon is not going to be able to do anything. And once again, because there's no Heal Bell, another wall is crippled. I'm going to go for Toxic, predicting the switch. Misdreavus is now poisoned, and again, no Heal Bell. This is the end. This is going to become the end for him. He's going to go for the Taunt. I thought he might he would overpredict and go for the Shadow Ball, but he catches me on that. It's also the safest play. I'm going to make a switch into my Luminion as he switches into his Whirlipede. Now, I'm going to just try and burn this thing again. It's not going to work out, but he's going to actually go for the rest. And I don't care because now this thing is 2 turns of setup fodder. If you guys remember my Whirlipede, it's the same thing. 2 turns of setup, right? So I'm going to go for the U-turn just to get a little bit of damage on it. And I'm going to switch into my Kadabra because I know this thing is asleep and can't do anything to begin with. So what I'm going to do is, I think I predict this. Do I predict this Shelgon? No, I don't predict the Shelgon, but I go for Psyshock anyways. Oh, because I thought he might think to stay in thinking that I would go for Shadow Ball. But that's how many mind games are going through this right now. I go for he goes for Dragon Claws, I go for Substitute. I kind of thought maybe he'd want to go for the Wish, but he kind of outplays me there again. So I'm going to go into Tropius, which I know is the perfect counter against him. He goes for the Dragon Claw. Now, I'm not going to go for Toxic anymore, because I know he's going to switch out. So he's going to go to Armaldo, and I go for the Leech Seed. Now, this was not too good, because not only am I going to heal up, but this Armaldo is really not going to have any health left, and I already know from previous experience in this battle that I can take a Stone Edge from it. So I go just for the rest, not for the Substitute. As he goes for the Stone Edge, really risky because I should have gone for the Substitute in case he got a crit there, but that's not the case at this point, which is, I guess, good for me. And I'm going to heal up a little bit. Now he's going to go into Misdreavus. Now, I predict the attack, and I stay in and go for the Leech Seed. Now, why do I do... Oh, no, sorry, I go for the rest. Now, why do I do this? Because I figured at this point we're both over-predicting. This would be a really good opportunity for me to abuse that fact that he's thinking that I'm going to think against him. And I knew that this... I just had a gut feeling that he was going to go for that Shadow Ball. Now, he has to switch out because he realizes, hey, I'm kind of screwed here if he goes for Leech Seed, and, you know, he's going to predict me to not go for Taunt, or maybe he predicted me to go for Taunt and I'm going to switch. But I go for Leech Seed, staying in again, being that ballsy guy that I'm thinking if he wants to taunt me again, not worried, I have the Slacking, nothing's going to happen to me. So I Leech Seed this Whirlipede, get a little bit more damage off on it. Now, because it is asleep for 2 turns, he's actually going to switch again, go into his Misdreavus, I believe, predicting me to switch, but I don't, because I figured, okay, he's just going to switch it out again. And I'm not just saying this because I'm watching the plays again, I was actually thinking this, just for credibility reasons. I don't know why am I proving myself? You guys know this. Another thing, I'm going to pause it right here. Okay. Now, the next thing that came through my mind, he wasn't going to go for Taunt again. I knew that. I just had a gut feeling, once again, he's going to think that, oh, well, I went for Shadow Ball before, maybe he's going to think that I'm going to go for it again, so I'm just going to go for the Pain Split to heal myself up. But there were two things that kind of gave this away. One, he's not going to go for Shadow Ball because he knows I have Slacking. And two, the fact that I would think that he would go for Taunt wouldn't make any sense, because if I go into Slacking anyways, and he Pain Splits, he's actually going to hurt himself. So, because I had less health than Misdreavus at that point, because of all this Toxic that's been racking up. So the safest thing was to go into Slacking anyways. At the same time, you gotta give him credit, because what else could he have done? He could have gone for Taunt, and then Slacking could have came in easily. It would have saved him a little bit of damage on Misdreavus, but really, to be honest, it's not gonna matter at this point, because Tropius was just screwing with his mind, and I was screwing with his mind. He was screwing with my mind. It just became a whole mind screw, if you really want to put it that way. But, you know, I guess the Pain Split makes sense. But at this point, his Misdreavus is going to fall because of the Toxic and the Leech Seed. So Misdreavus is going to go down, and now his Alomomola is going to come in. Now, I'm just going to go for the Giga Impact. Almost takes it out, but because it has a nice little defensive bulk, actually no, it does have special defensive bulk, but because it has so much health, I'm going to bring it low enough anyways with the Giga Impact. Now, Slacking, you've done your job. I don't mean to embarrass you, but you're going to get killed by a Scald from an Alomomola. That's okay. I don't mind, because Alomomola is completely crippled and took a Giga Impact from a beastly gorilla in the face. Or sloth, whatever. But now I'm going to send in Tropius. Tropius is going to be MVP of this match, because I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed. I'm not going to go for Substitute. He's not going to attack me. At this point, he's down to Alomomola, Whirlipede, and that Shelgon. So I can go into Kadabra at this point. He's asleep again. I'm gonna get that Leech Seed recovery just to go for another Substitute. He goes into Alomomola. He can't attack me. Substitute basically secures me this match, because I'm faster than all three of his Pokemon, and I'm just gonna take these things out. So that was an excellent match. Selkies for the win. Comment, rate, and subscribe, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this very analytical match, very long match. Once again, apologize for a couple of mistakes there, but you know what? I'm focusing on trying to get this as perfect as possible. Yeah. As you can see, I'm basically sweeping his entire team at this point, because Life Orb Kadabra with Substitute is extremely fun to screw with people's minds. But this just is one of these examples of when you fight someone for so long. I showed you a couple of these other perfect examples where you see when people fight each other for so long that they just learn each other's play sets and how they play. This is just one such example. I'm not a fan of doing that, to be honest, because when you learn the person's team, it makes it unfair, and it doesn't, to me anyways, it brings a lot more strategy, but at the same time, it kind of ruins the whole niche of your team. You guys know that I build my teams around the unexpected, kind of, right? Some things are unexpected, some things are expected, just to mess again with people's minds. You know, this was a little bit of a team mix-up for him, so he was playing against a little bit of the odds. He did get a lot of hacks against him, but at the same time, it's not like he didn't make good plays. He made excellent plays. Selkies, if you're watching this, you made excellent plays. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. If you guys like this idea of me going this analytical into it, let me know. If you guys want to see more analysis, I can go into damage calcs and everything like that. Otherwise, if this just sounds like a normal match, you can tell me that too. I just wanted to show this battle because it was really interesting and a lot of things were going on. So, I hope you all watched it through to the end. For all those people who left, you can go back to them and tell them how much of a mistake they made. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this battle. I will, again, bring you a battle when I'm not busy writing essays and stuff like that. And until then, have an excellent day and excellent few days when I'm not here. Peace.